a big one at 141 pounds. It is number 6, Chad Redd Jr. for the Cornhuskers, taking on number 1, Luke Pletcher of Ohio State. Pletcher, the senior, 21-0. Redd, the junior, 12-6 on the year. And you got these next couple of weights, Ohio State heavily favored. And you hate to automatically give this loss to Nebraska because Redd can obviously pull up an upset if he can. But again, for Nebraska, if you lose this, it needs to be a decision.
Yeah, the first time they met, 11-3 major decision win for Pletcher this season at the Las Vegas Cliff Keen Invitational. But these guys, man, they have a heck of a history going back all the way to high school. They wrestled in the Who's Number 1 in the Nation tournament. Chad Redd won that one. They're both a couple-time All-Americans. And Chad Redd, he's electric. He got the pin last week here against Michigan State. You can't count him out of any match. Pletcher used to be known as a little bit of a maybe not defensive wrestler, but he'd win these narrow matches. But boy, he's really opened it up this year. He's won big plenty of times.
Pletcher recently this season got his 100th career win. He's 21-0 on the season, has certainly faced top competition, 11-0 against top 25 opponents, including a recent win against Minnesota's Mitch McKee, 12-6.
He's beaten Chad Redd by major decision. He beat number 4 Moran from Wisconsin by major decision. Beat the then number 1 ranked wrestler Demas from Oklahoma to become the number 1 guy himself. Really excellent season so far up to this point from Luke Pletcher. And, again, these guys have a lot of history going back to high school. So we'll see what Chad Redd can do in front of his home crowd, too, and see if he can, dig into that 11-3 loss he had last time they wrestled.
Pletcher from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, went to Greater Latrobe High School. Well, for Chad Redd Jr., he's from Indianapolis, Indiana, from New Palestine High School.
And Chad Redd just got warned for stalling there. He kind of backed up a little bit going off the mat. Pretty early to get a stall warning, so, we'll see how that may affect the rest of the match.
Minute to go here in this first period. Still tied at 0 between the two. Under a minute to go. Chad Redd earlier this year, 5th at the Cliff Keen Infights. Of course, Pletcher won that in their weight. Still in neutral position here, 40 seconds to go. Pletcher looking on a single leg, looks to drive, and get the 2 points for the takedown.
Just excellent job there from Pletcher, keeping Chad Redd a little off balance, moving his head to the side, spinning around and getting 2. That's just great stuff.
So both go out of bounds. We'll reset here with Pletcher leading Redd 2-0, 27 seconds to go. And we will have a caution on Redd. Back up and rolling. Redd to his feet. Matt returned there by Pletcher, but Redd immediately back up, and as they go out of bounds once again. And you can't say Chad Redd isn't an athlete. He could be the most athletic on this team. You can make an argument.
Yeah, he is electric. He just really is, and a standing Granby there from his feet. You could never know what to expect with Chad Redd, and he's a dangerous wrestler as well, and things can end in an instant, whether he's ahead or behind.
Trying to compete here with Luke Pletcher as the final seconds go off the clock. We go to the second period with Pletcher leading 2-0, due in part to this only takedown of the period by Pletcher.
And you can see him forcing the head down there, moving it to the side, dropping to the leg and getting 2 there. That's just an excellent takedown by Luke Pletcher against a really good Chad Redd.
Caution there on Pletcher as we begin things here in the second period.
Also noteworthy that Pletcher was able to ride Chad Redd out the rest of the period. Always nice to go in ahead by 2 after the first period instead of having it be 2-1.
Pletcher coming off a year which he finished 4th at the NCAA Championships a year ago. An improvement from his 2017 season where he lost in the round of 16. Both guys go out of bounds once again. We'll reset with 1:43 to go. Pletcher still leads it 2-0.
Yeah, and Pletcher, he's as a freshman was at 141, went down to 133 for a while, where he was an All-American last year. Now back up at 141 pounds. It really looks as good as ever.
Pletcher will get the escape, makes it 3-0 into favor of the senior for the Buckeyes. And again, when you talk about these next two weights, you have number 1 Luke Pletcher and the number 2 Sammy Sasso up next for the Buckeyes. For Nebraska, more about surviving these two guys and hopefully maybe get an upset in there.
You never know. Again, Red is, very tough, but he's fallen back behind a little bit. 4-0 stall point and escape.
So 4-0, Pletcher leads. Under a minute to go here in the second period. Again, earlier this year, at the Cliff Keen Invite, Pletcher major decision Red 11-3. As Pletcher continues to push the action, he's got almost a cradle locked up there, but gets the takedown instead at 6-0.
Not a great shot attempt from Red. Obviously, he sort of has to keep the action going. He's already given up that stall point, so he has to be shooting with Red pushing him, trying to push him out of bounds a little bit still, and just not a high quality shot. And Luke Pletcher took advantage of that.
Ten seconds to go. As Pletcher continues to add up the riding time, it's up to 45 seconds. And we end the second period with Luke Pletcher, number 1 in the country, leading Chad Red Jr. 6-0.
And you see, man, he went quick again on that front headlock position to the leg. Almost looked like he could have locked up a cradle there, but relatively easy, too, for Luke Pletcher.
Chad Red 3-5 against ranked opponents this year. Certainly had his fair share as he gets the escape, makes it 6-1. But Pletcher has certainly proved he can get the offense rolling on his feet in neutral position. He picks an ankle there, almost gets a takedown, but Red avoids the danger.
Nice little head heel by Pletcher. Looked like he probably could have dropped down to a single, but Chad Red did a good job getting out of that.
30 seconds into the third period. And at this point, you're Tom Ryan and Ohio State, you're telling Pletcher here you want a bonus point win.
They're definitely thinking about bonus points right now. A takedown and 10 seconds more riding time, and he has it. So, we'll see if Chad Red can kind of get something going offensively. Pletcher's had him a little bit off balance here.
And we have another stall point on Red. Second of the match. Makes it 7-1 now.
Second time almost in the same spot on the mat where we've seen Luke Pletcher sort of push Chad Red off and get a stall warning and point now. And another iffy shot attempt by Chad Red, and Luke Pletcher, before you blink, he can spin around and get 2.
Takedown for Pletcher makes it 9-1. Riding time over a minute now. So right now, it would be a major decision for Pletcher. .30 seconds remaining.
And the riding time will be locked up here, so at least 10 points for Pletcher, so he could give up the escape and still capture the major decision. Really great job by Pletcher, just setting the tone from start to finish.
Red trying to get on his feet. Pletcher not letting that happen. 10 seconds to go. Five seconds.
And those 2 stall points for Luke Pletcher to take a 10-1 win, they were big. 8-1 means regular decision. 10-1 major decision win for Luke Pletcher, and just a great match by Luke Pletcher there.
as Pletcher, number 1 ranked wrestler in the country, gets the 10-1 win over Chattered Jr.